you're gonna have issues with your health, if not now, in the future. When it may be too late to do anything about it. Now you have to take all these pills. I don't want to see that for you or anyone. Okay. So fasting works with any healthy diet that maintains a calorie deficit, because at the end of the day, anything that puts you into a calorie deficit, meaning you burned off more calories than you ingested, will help you to lose weight, because calorie deficit makes your body burn, store out fat. Okay. What is my recommended diet of choice and my personal diet that I currently do? Low carb, low fat, whole food, plant-based. What does that mean? So low carb means you're not eating a bunch of starchy, sugary foods. Low fat means you're not eating a bunch of fatty, greasy, fried, processed foods, red meat, stuff out of a can. Whole foods, meaning you can look at the food and know exactly what's in it. The food itself is its own ingredient. You can look at an apple. You don't need a list of ingredients for an apple. It's the ingredient. Okay. So, and plant-based, meaning that my sources of protein will not come from animal products like animal flesh or dairy, cheese, or milk, but it will be coming from plant sources. So plant-based cheese, plant-based milk, plant-based protein, beans, lentils, broccoli, asparagus, oats, all of those things. Now, that is my recommended diet of choice. If you're interested in doing that diet, I'll be happy to go ahead with you on that. But the fact of the matter is, many people find it difficult. Now you're learning fasting and you're learning how to eat a whole new different plant-based diet. It's too much, and I don't want this to be complicated. My motto is keep it simple. And usually the best way to keep it simple is just to have you continue eating with whatever you're used to eating, but just scale it back. If you're used to eating chicken, you're not going to be eating a ton of chicken no more. It's not going to be fried no more, but you can still eat it. Okay? So, keep it simple. So what are carbs? Carbs are macromolecules. These are the molecules, these are the little tiny little cells or substances that make up sugary, starchy foods like pasta and like bread and like potatoes. Okay? What is fat? Fat is also a macromolecule. Macromolecule means building block. Okay? It's like the block, the Lego block that makes up something, right? And fat makes up fatty foods, like I said, animal meat, and dairy products, milk, cheese, and also like oils. Okay, so, and once again, I'm explaining these things in very simple terms. I'm not going to speak to you in chemical, physical, physiological type terms, because I want you to understand what's happening and what's going on in your body. Okay, this is not a lecture to a medical crowd. This is a lecture to a friend who's trying to lose weight, and I want you to understand what I'm talking about. Okay. In my opinion, people who understand what they're doing and why they're doing it and what's going on are more likely to actually do it, because they know what they're doing and why, and they can explain it to themselves and other people. Okay? Because people are gonna ask you, girl, why you fasting? Why you eating like this? And if you can't answer their questions, they're gonna make you feel like you shouldn't be doing it. Even though you're seeing the results, you're gonna second guess yourself. So I'm gonna give you all the tools that you need to understand what you're doing. Okay? So, carbohydrates are macromolecules that make up sugary and starchy foods like pasta and bread. Fat is a macromolecule that makes up fatty foods like animal meat, dairy products, vegetable, fatty oils. Your body breaks down these macromolecules and uses them as energy for metabolic activities like beating of your heart, flowing of blood through your blood vessels, digestion. Okay? Whatever aspects of these energy that's not used is stored on your body as fat. Okay? This is why when you eat an excess amount of carbs and fat, you gain weight. Your body uses what it needs and saves the rest on your body for later. Okay? And your body is just a walking refrigerator. And that's what causes you to gain weight. Yes, eating other things can cause you to gain weight. Anything with calories can accumulate over time and cause you to gain weight, but specifically carbs and fat do cause you to gain weight more than other things. Okay, so lean proteins like plant-based proteins, seafood and chicken, fruits and vegetables are low in carb and low in fat, So when your body breaks them down to use them as energy, it uses all the energy, and none is left over to be stored as fat. That's why this is what I'm having you eating, and that's why most healthy diets have you eat this way. Okay? It's not because we're conspiracy theorists and we don't like the meat companies and all this stuff. This is science. This is medically based. This is scientific fact. Okay? So what should you be eating? You are going to be eating plant-based protein. You're going to be eating seafood, chicken, eggs, fruits, vegetables, and you're going to be eating natural fats like plant-based butters and oils. Okay? You are going to be avoiding starchy foods, sugary foods, okay, red meat, and highly processed foods out of a can or a bag with tons of ingredients. Okay? You are going to focus on nutrient-dense foods, foods that have lots of nutrients, foods that have vitamins and minerals, foods that are actually going to fuel your body, okay? No more empty calories. If you're going to be eating some calories that's going to risk you gaining weight, then at least it should have some nutrients to, help your body, okay? Nutrient-dense foods. Some carbs have a high glycemic index, okay? So please see what does that mean. High glycemic index in layman's terms means that foods that are of a high glycemic index are more difficult for your body to break down. They take longer for your body to break down. And as a result, your body ends up storing most of it as fat. Okay? And that's why white potatoes and white bread and white rice and white pasta make you fat, because they're high glycemic index. They turn into fat more often. Okay? Because your body has a harder time processing it. Okay? That's why you're going to be avoiding them. That's why people call them bad carbs. I don't like the term to call any type of food bad. Okay? But the fact of the matter is, if you're on a diet or you're trying to lose weight, those are foods that you should be avoiding. Okay? Now, so I did mention plant-based protein. If you want your source of protein to be from plants primarily, then you should be eating tons of beans, peas, lentils, wheat bread, wheat pasta, brown rice, couscous, oats, quinoa, avocado, bell peppers, broccoli. Oh, I love broccoli. Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, carrots, green beans, mushrooms, lettuce, onions, potato, sweet potato, pumpkin, cabbage, spinach, nuts, and seeds. So that was a long list. So all of those are protein sources that you get primarily from plants. All of those are protein sources that you get that does not include animal flesh, okay, or animal products. Okay, so hey, that's a ton of stuff that you can eat that's protein. Okay, so if you were interested in dabbling in the vegan or plant-based lifestyle and just cutting out red meat and cutting out all animal meat products completely, I can help you with that. If not, I still want you to, expand your horizons a little bit and try lots of different fruits and vegetables and other sources of protein, because you're going to get tired of eating chicken every day. Okay, so try some other things, okay? Try some other things. Now, I do have some pictures that's going to be in your lecture package that shows you exactly the number of carbs associated with certain foods, certain drinks, certain fruits, certain vegetables. So visually you can look at it and see what I'm talking about here. So, for example, the lowest carb drink that you can drink: water, coffee, tea. The lowest carb fruits that you can eat: watermelon. Y'all know I love watermelon. Cantaloupe, coconut, peach, lemon, orange. All awesome. The lowest carb vegetables that you can eat, and of course you can eat all fruits and vegetables. I'm just talking about the ones that are the lowest carbs if you want to be really strict with your carbs. I'm not going to have you counting carbs or counting calories, but it's important to know what you're eating, okay, and what's in the foods that you're eating, so that, if 1 week you didn't lose as much weight as another, we can look at what you're eating and say, hey, well, you've been eating tons of white potatoes, that's why you didn't lose no weight this week. Okay, so for example, so super low carb vegetables: spinach, avocado, lettuce, asparagus, cucumber, tomato, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, broccoli, peppers, Brussels sprouts, green beans. Every single vegetable is low carb. Okay, you can eat all the vegetables you want. Nuts that are low carb, pecans, macadamia, hazelnut, walnut, pistachio. Okay, more starchy vegetables that are low carb, carrots, onions. Okay, rutabaga, all low carb. Okay, so eat, guys. This is not about starvation. Fasting is not starvation. You know, you can go without